Well, hello my YouTube friends. So it's almost time to begin reassembling the primary drive. So let's look at a couple notes in the service manual regarding the oil seals. Okay, for the starter jack shaft oil seal, see figure 6.5. The primary chain case has a shoulder for the oil seal. When replacing the oil seal, be sure the oil seal seats against the shoulder. Okay, so here's the figure 6.5. Here's the cutaway of and what it looks like. So there's the shoulder. So here's the one they sold me. So I'm guessing it faces that way, and I'll verify, we'll look at the old one. So it has to go all the way in and seat against that shoulder. And now for the main shaft bearing and lip seal. So here's the image of that one. To replace the bearing, you need a press, and there's some snap rings in there. But to replace the oil seal, you just carefully pry it out and then push this one back in. It has to sit flush against that machined surface, this outer edge, right? It's stiff. It must have a ring of steel in there to push in there. Okay, so let's go out and look at the inner primary right now on the workbench. Hold on. Okay, so we're out in the garage on the workbench. You can see that this primary case is very dirty. Let's turn the light down. There we go. Okay, I wanted to waste more time by cleaning all this grime. It's not really necessary. All you got to do is wipe this off. It's going to rebuild anyway, but I'm going to clean it. I'm wasting time filming videos as it is, so this won't hurt me. You'll notice right here that bolt, and there's a plug there. It doesn't even look like a plug. You can't even tell. That's the plug that my uncle machined for me when we were switching over to forward controls. It's made out of aluminum. It has a shoulder. I told you I put it in the freezer, and I had the primary cover outside in the hot sun. It was so hot, and I pounded that thing in with one hammer blow. But then I noticed right now this bolt, and so that bolt is just there. On the other side there's an opening for it. It's threaded. As you can see, neither of those is leaking oil, right? I mean, it's dusty, grimy, dirty, but there's no oil drip coming off it. So you will have to seal this in one way or another if you switch from mid to forward controls. All right, and I put this washer in this huge bolt because the main shaft bearing is in there. And I want to get some soap and water and clean this. I don't want grime going into the main shaft bearing, and then I have to try and blow it out with compressed air. Right, and I know that, a little bit of water is going to seep through here. That's okay, right? But no grime will go in there and ruin things. I have to be careful not to damage these surfaces. Right, and there's the opening. There's the bolt I just showed you, and the inner side of that aluminum plug. Okay, let me clean this thing up. Hold on. Well, it ain't perfect, but at least I can deal with it now. And if any moisture got underneath here, which I'm sure it did, and that's all it is, a little bit of moisture. When I lubricate it before installation, it'll drive out the moisture. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, let's get this thing back inside. Well, I was trying to convince myself not to change the oil seals. I cannot remember the last time I changed them, but I'm pretty sure it was the last time I had these covers off, because I had them sanded and clear coated. That's a different video. So I just, not having all kinds of tools, I'll just drive this one out with the stick, and if you can see that dot right there, it finally drew blood. So blood, sweat, and tears. although I haven't cried yet. All right, hold on. Okay, so I pried out the old oil seal. I just pounded it out from the other side. Anyway, I took Q-tips and cleaned in there real nice. I had to figure out how am I going to press this in there. As you know, I'm just an ordinary man, okay, using crude hand tools. And so what I decided was to take this huge bolt, wrap it with some nylon tape or whatever kind of tape this is, elastic tape, because it fits in there almost perfectly anyway. Right, and you can see that the oil seal fits right on there like that. Okay, so I can use that for a driver. Now I was going to put more and more tape until it fit perfectly in there, but because of the shoulder created by the bushing, it's wider when it gets all the way down in there anyway. So that'll be good right there. That'll protect the bushing while I insert the oil seal. Okay, hold on. All right, so I drove that in pretty good. You know, I put oil on it, and I can still feel the edge of the seal, the hard edge. And looking at the other side, it's not quite fully seated. And I've been hitting it with this, or tapping it with this rubber mallet. So what I did, or decided to do now, I'm going to set this washer in there on top of the seal. I've got the case half supported, and then I'm going to put this on there, and I'm going to give it a good whack and try and seat that oil seal without causing damage. All right, hold on. All right, so this time I'm paying more attention to the height of the oil seal compared to the machining, and it's not fully seated. I can feel it right there. And that's the same case with this one. On the inside, I can feel it. And looking down in there to see if it's on the shoulder, I mean, if it's not, then it's within a few thousandths of an inch. And if it's that critical, then I don't know why they don't charge more for their motorcycles. Okay, let me pull this out and then we'll install the new one. Well, that was simple enough. All I did was take the handle of this bamboo spatula, get under there and pry it out. It popped right out. So I'm going to clean up that inside surface, put some oil on there, and you can see the words oil side right by my thumb. So that's going to go that way. And you know that just because that's how it looked when it came out. Then I'm going to press it down in there. Oh yeah, don't tell the wife that I have her favorite bamboo spatula out here. She's been looking for it for months. All right, hold on. So just for demonstration purposes, I put this on here. Well, this is how I did it. I put this washer on there and just gently tapped it in with the rubber mallet, feeling if it's even all the way around or not. It's a little bit lower right there. I might give it one more couple taps on this side, but it's in there. The instructions are to make sure it's seated against the retaining ring. How you're supposed to look under there where my fingernail is, they don't explain that part. But it's seated how the last one was, so I think I'll be all right. Okay, hold on. And while we do labor on these earthly concerns, we have our mind and heart set on something greater. And for today's verse of the day, we're going to go to the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. All right, my friends, you have a good day.